I felt like a shell of who I was made to be.
In life, you are most capable of helping the person you used to be. If you used to be broke, you can help broke people. If you used to be broken, you can help broken people.
It starts with you. You hear the call. You feel it. It's beating, it's pulsing. I'm made for something more.
I felt like I had gone through the wardrobe of the Chronicles of Narnia, and I was just like, what is this magical place that makes billionaires?
I'm going to show you the magic trick that's made me all of my money.
My best-selling framework.
You have to start out closing if you're going to end up closing.
82% of customers trust influencers.
This better blow your mind and allow you to predict the future.
People need aliveness and meaning again.
Who do you want to become? What do you want to felt and experience in this one precious life?
You do not have to be great to get started, but you have got to start if you ever want to be great.
Okay guys, welcome to the training for Dream 100. So in this part, we are going to discuss a bit on the targeting of the experts. Now, in the previous video, we already talked about choosing 3 experts you want to target. But now we don't want to just go for 3 experts that we want to build ideas from, etc. Now we want to go for a larger, broader audience. So the idea behind this is to create a list of all of them. So how do we start, how we do it, how we dive in? So let's go. The cycle that we want to implement is this. Okay, so your motivations plus clarity on what you need to do is basically going to attract like-minded followers. Okay, now your motivation and your clarity means that there are principles and laws that you follow, and at the same time, you have a clear vision of what it is that you approve or disapprove. And because of that, people will gravitate towards you. The second thing, your insight and actions will consolidate into something that you can provide as value. And this will be your newsletter, okay? So the reason we want to build a newsletter is because we want to own the audience attention. Keep in mind, we want to own them. The reason we want to own them because later on in the future, we want to capitalize on them by helping them, okay? Similar to you probably looking at this video came through a newsletter. I'm also sharing with you how you can do the same with your followers, okay? You want to attract them, and then you want to say, hey, if you want to learn more, check out my newsletter. That's it, okay? So that's what, like the process you want to go through. The third step will be to plan a purpose, okay? I say plan and purpose, but it's plan a purpose. So you want to plan out how are you going to fulfill that insight that you have and turn it into a purpose of which people are basically going to buy from you to be part of that purpose. In this case, for example, the way or reason you probably purchased this program is because you kind of saw someone is doing something you like, you have an interest in this case myself, and you saw that, hey, probably I can get his help. Okay, so that's why you bought. So for most people, they're going to be the same. They're going to want your solution, want your perspective, want your help. Therefore, we need to plan something out in order to sell to them and with a greater purpose attached to it. You're going to say, for example, hey, I'm going to sell you this in order for us to achieve X, Y, and Z. So for you, it might be whatever you want. So become more popular, become an authoritative figure, helping people build a brand, helping people launch their business, or create beautiful drawings, designs, whatever it is that you want to sell, okay? So you have to come up with the idea yourself, but it has to be attached to your own purpose so that you feel like you're a part of it. Now, once you have a list of the Dream 100, finding that audience has to do with researching 3 basic audiences that are, you know, kind of like close to your target skill, okay? So an idea will be target people that are big in your community or industry that are good at the skill. For example, let me give you an example. If you were like, you like design and you like anything that has to do with business, you probably have heard or have seen Chris Do. He's a very popular, I would say, person within the design community. So that's someone also kind of find his audience cool because I know his audience also likes design and business. Another person you want to target is someone else that is not in design, not in business, but probably has the same passion as you have, okay? And then probably someone that is in demand, that has a product or service that's in demand. You want to follow that person because out of that 3 persons audience, you're going to look more or for broader people within the community, Okay, broader people, I mean other experts or other people within that niche that has a following, but the following is not that big, or it's super big, but still it's branching over into other segments of the market. That's what you want to actually do. So by you creating a list of these people, it's going to help you find more people that like, for example, Chris Do. I will look for many other experts that are similar to him in the design community. Okay, and if you like, for example, Alex Hormozi, you can look for a lot of people that find Alex Hormozi interesting or is similar to him. If you like, for example, I don't know, Dan Ko, you can find more individuals online that also talk about mindset and self-development, all those things. Okay, so try to find much more than just 3 people, because 3 people can give you an idea for an offer, but if I want to really build an audience for the long term, I need to find a lot of people, not only 3. Okay, so try to build your network here. And after you've done so, okay, you basically want to understand the different segments of those audiences. Okay, because when you communicate with them, you want to also understand how are you communicating with them, at what level are you communicating with them. Okay, so first of all, we want to self-educate as massively, obsessively as possible on the specific things that you are good at, your skill, what is in demand, and your vision. Okay, understand more about your own vision by learning from others. That's how you do it. How do you do it? Reading and listening. Go and read some books, go and listen to some audiobooks, go and educate yourself on YouTube or something. Okay, but from credible people, from people who built something, not from random Joe Schmo that has nothing to show you. Okay, please try to go for people that can literally educate you on those topics. Next to that, you want to build annotation, or sorry, you want to create annotations. Write down notes, write down frameworks, concepts. Okay, how can you implement what they are talking about? Okay, so with these concepts, it's going to help you understand how you can implement it and or how you can share with your audience. With this, it comes down to the writing. How do you argument? How do you craft arguments in order to go against what they're saying or in order to support what they're saying? And how do you articulate your perspective, what you have in mind? How can you write it in a way that persuades people? Okay, this is what you have to do in order to communicate whatever you have as discovery based on what you're consuming, whatever you're observing in the world, or whatever you have as wisdom to share. Okay, you're gonna turn these into notes, into concepts, into frameworks. This is how you communicate with people. And then you wanna share much more in-depth of those topics into newsletters, probably tweets, probably Reels videos. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now, the PDF I'm going to share with you guys is basically this. Okay, it's called like Dream 100 Exposure, because you want to expose yourself to those Dream 100 people within your niche. Okay, as I said, you want to find at least like 30 people that have the similar skill that you have, but they're bigger than your account. Have the same vision that you have, but bigger than your account, and then have something in demand within the niche that you're in. Please do not duplicate the same person for that specific thing. Make sure it's a category by itself so that you can learn something new. Okay. Now, what are the target audience you want to go after? Well, to create your list, you basically want to aim for these type of accounts, like these type of sizes. You also want to follow like, I don't know, 20 to 30 people for each category. Probably when you start, you're not going to follow 100 very fast because your account will not allow it, but you want to do it gradually. Okay. You can do it on LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever platform you choose, or even Instagram, YouTube, it's up to you. You can also accept authority or potential growth connections, okay? The reason I say this, for example, on LinkedIn, you can curate the people that you connect with. So I would recommend you also think about it. So if you want to build connection with people who can help you build your account. Don't build your connection with people from school or from work or something that you literally, they cannot help you, okay? It doesn't make sense. And if possible, you can auto message them. Message them, show them appreciation, and thank them for their work. Do like a private DM and say, hey, thanks very much for your content. Your content has helped me in this manner. When you build a connection or when you follow one of them. The idea behind this is that you want to build, as I said previously, a network, but a network of experts. And if you contribute towards their growth, eventually, they will return the favor. Okay? So you have to be smart about your engagement online, because you're going at this as a sniper. You're not going at this with a machine gun trying to aim at random people. You're trying to build a network of targeted high-level individuals of which later in the future can promote your stuff or can leverage your audience, or you can leverage their audience. Okay? So a tip would be to comment back in the future on your page and keep the relationship strong. Okay? So this is my, I would say, tip for you guys so that you guys can succeed. All right? So the next step for you is to go ahead and download this guide, this PDF, fit it out completely to understand and get clarity. Then create your list of at least 20 to 30 people that you have an expert. The goal will be to get to 100, and then categorize them by followers. And then also start following them one by one, or at least 2-3 per day. The reason you want to do that is because you don't want to go super fast per day. The social media platform will block your account. If you do it in one go, it will not either be smart. So for you to be smart, it's like follow like 3 to 5 people per day within the 3 categories, as I said, skill, vision, and demand. And based on that, it's going to be more likely that you will be able to do that, meaning filling that 100 list more easily. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this PDF. So this is a workbook, as you can see here, Dream 100 Expert Exposure. This is the strategy to grow your one-person brand. If you want to do it online, I will recommend you highly to follow this step by step so that you can get the results you want. So let's dive into the first part. Okay, so the first part is to target the audience that don't know you. Okay, meaning this is the top of the funnel, what we call, and the audience is unaware that you exist. Okay, but for you to become known, you have to engage with a select group of experts, accounts, or people that are bigger than yours within the niche that you want to go in, and that has the audience that you want to also cultivate or have. Okay, so you want to create a list and people you admire that consists of people you want to learn from, that has at least or more than 100K followers, that has in between 10 to 100K followers, and then that has at least 10K followers. So you have to create those 3 lists. Okay, now the list will consist of 100 people that will be top experts that you will engage with on a daily basis. Keep in mind and be realistic that you will not engage with all 100 within every single day. It doesn't make sense. But due to the fact that most people post, you will see that a majority of them will be posting at least once a day. So you can engage with at least, I would say, 10 to 20 people, maybe, if you want to dedicate that time. You can engage with at least 10 to 20 people per day for about an hour. Okay, so that's roughly, what you can do on a daily basis. And I will show you later on a planner to follow that through. The other thing is that you will find also audience that are curious about you. Okay, people that will visit your page, as for example on LinkedIn. If someone visits your page, you can see who they are because they are curious to know who you are. Okay, and or someone might like your post or might comment on your post or might share your post. Those are curious people because they find your idea, your information valuable. Okay, so what you want to do is share great value comments. Basically, you want to have good social presence. Okay, so social media that's optimized. You want to look like a real person profile. Please don't have a logo as a profile name. Doesn't make sense. Use a profile image, your own face if possible. If you wear by any chance a hijab or something, at least let it cover your nose and below so that your eyes can be seen, at least, at a minimum. Okay, and I say this because I've had this type of audience and they always tell me like, hey, we are not allowed, or I cannot show my face. So I say to them, at least let them see your eyes, at least at a minimum, because the people just want to connect with people and they want to see who they're talking to. The other thing is that you want to engage with people that have good followers. Okay, so if you see someone is adding you, but they only have 1 or 2 followers, then you know something's wrong. But if you see they're adding you and they have like 10, 15, 20, etc., probably there's someone legit. But some of them, I do know that they are like scam pages or so. So you have to be careful with who you engage with. But in general, you're just engaging on their posts. You're not privately chatting with them. Now, why these audiences? Well, as you can see, we are in the second category where you see these are kind of like goldish orange. These are experts who have a following and you want to actively comment on their posts. You want to actively follow recent posts that they post. So on a daily basis, they may be posting once a day, and that shows up at the top of their feed. So you want to engage with that post if possible. So therefore, you have to check on the notifications so that you receive the notification they posted something. And you also want to like and leave a value comment. Value comments are long comments, okay? Again, all this breakdown I will show you in the coming videos and modules, but I just want to give you the overview so that you can execute faster. Okay, so value comments are long, insightful, thoughtful comments that talks about the same topic or supports what they have or shared as perspective. And based on this, you can start building your followers because people will see you. Oh, this person has this opinion. That's super awesome. Let me see who it is. So they come to your page, then they like what they see and they follow you. Okay, that's how it works. And I will show you in a bit how that is set up into each other. Okay, the other thing is that people that like you will click the link in your bio or in your post that goes to your newsletter because they're seeking someone to help them with something. Okay, that's something you don't know upfront. So they have to come to your newsletter first for you to find out what it is that they want help with. And I will show you later on how to install a survey, of which when people come into your newsletter, a survey pops up and asks them, hey, what are you struggling with, etc. And if they fill it out, you start seeing who those people are. Okay, so that's basically it. So they will come looking for a solution. You constantly engage with people on your own account and on other people's or experts' account. They start following you, they start liking your content, they start sharing your content, and you can reply back to their content and or the experts. So sometimes you comment on people's posts, might be an expert, and they comment back, say, hey, thank you very much for sharing your insight or something. You might also like that post, or you might also reply back and say, yes, I had this idea because you helped with this, or I had this idea because you reminded me of X, Y, and Z, something like that. Make it very personal. And that way they will feel more attached to you. And if they like your stuff, they will start following you as well in return. Okay. So the idea here is to have persons that you can follow, okay, or that will probably follow you back and engage with your content. And with that, you build new followers, you build more engagement, and you boost your subscribers onto your email. This is the process. Now, how everything is set up, I will explain to you later. So what I want you to do is go ahead and create your list of 100 experts falling into these categories, okay? And then you work your way down here where you have your list of less than 10K followers, okay, of experts, expert with in between 10 to 100, and expert with 100 plus. Okay, that's basically the list you want to create. All right. So I will see you guys on the next video where we will talk a bit more on how to start executing all of this. But I recommend you to fill it in as much as you can. And keep in mind, you don't have to have out the gate 100 people to follow, but at least between 20 to 30. Okay, so if you show up onto a workshop, you have at least 20 to 30, you did your job. If you show up onto the workshop and you have less than 20, then I know, okay, you haven't done your job. You haven't done your homework. Okay, so this is your homework. Go and find these people, start engaging with them, and start following them. So then you can kind of understand what's the type of message you're using. And based on that, you can kind of engage with your audience as well and build your audience.